ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओं। हरि ओं। शान्त ध्यान श्लोकस्वस् अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रिय वातात्मजं नमामि। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियबुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीराम नमामि। श्रीगुरुचरण सरोज रज निजमन मुकुर सुधारि वर्णौ रघुवर बिमल जसु जोदायक फलचारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर लोक उजागर रामदूता तुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र ध्वजा बिराज कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साज। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई। तुम सहस बदन तुमरो जस गावे अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल सब जहाते कभी कोविद कही सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जुगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे हो तना आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। तुम्हारी शरणा आपन तेज समारो आपे। तीनों लोक हाकते कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे। महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन पल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दास। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई। जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्तन धरई। हनुमत से सर्व सुख करे, संकट कटै मिटै सब पीरा। जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गुसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ बर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। कीजय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसौ सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। So in the last session we saw what are the different kumatis that might come up. What are the kumatis that might come up? So we said that there are three different. What are the kumatis? These kumatis are those which are those contrary thoughts, which might come as in our path. Not just for a sadhak, but any being. These are the obstacles in our path which might slow our pace of proceeding in any direction towards any goal, be it a worldly goal or be it our goal as a sadhak. These kumatis, these erroneous thoughts, these are going to slow us down. So what are that? What are these? So first kumati is in terms of lack of enthusiasm. That okay, I started and I initiated something, but midway, or rather just after the first step, I said that okay, I took the resolve that every day I will wake up at not okay, I will wake up at 5 a.m. every day. First day itself, I snoozed the alarm and I was not able to get up. Then what? Okay. And because of that, I couldn't go for that exercise schedule which I had made for myself. So exercise also went off. Then because exercise also, next step was what? I was going to freshen up and then come and do my japa, some sadhana. The sadhana also didn't happen. So what happened? Because of one, the rest also, got down the hill, went down the hill. So what is this? So one who prays to Hanumanji, what is going to happen? They are going to be freed of all these, erroneous thoughts which cloud our thinking. If there is negativities, then what should we do? One aspect is that you will say that, oh, but there are so many negatives, so I just can't, though there is a positive thought, yes, I had taken it as a positive resolve, but what is there? There are too many negatives for me to proceed on that path. So therefore I will not. So the moment you embrace your excuses, the moment we embrace our weaknesses or these erroneous thoughts, what is going to happen? we are never going to proceed to make that change. So what should we do? Focus on the positive, right? So that is what Hanumanji is saying. What does Hanumanji represent? He represents that positivity in us, right? So what does he say? You just, no matter what the problem, you just keep facing the obstacles. The challenges are there for us to face. They are not there to stop us in our path, right? So overcoming those is what we have to think from a higher perspective. So second Kumati is what? First one we said is that, lack of enthusiasm. Second one is what? Second one is that of, self-doubt. Am I really capable of doing this? Do I have it in me to, do it or no? Will I be able to climb that mountain or no? So from downhill itself, we are thinking whether I will reach up or no. So I am not even taking the first step, right? So what is happening? I am not going to move ahead. So that self-doubt is something which every one of us will come to, especially when it comes to public speaking, etc. What happens? Immediately we get the jitters and we say that, what will happen? What if my voice doesn't come out? What if I forget all that I had, prepared? What will happen? Nothing will happen. The audience doesn't even know what, you had thought of speaking. So go ahead and just make that move, right? So second Kumati is the self-doubt. And here also Hanumanji's presence, or his that vital presence as the positivity pushes us forth, right? And the third one is that spiral that we go down into. Because of one negative thought, it will loop into the next negative thought, and then we keep getting stuck in this record, right? And we keep going down the spiral. So what is it that will make us come out of this spiraling downward spin? Is that Sumati. Sumati in terms of what? Satsanga. So to get rid of the Kumati, what do we have to do? We have to just chant the name of Hanumanji. That is going to bring for us, right? What is that Satsanga? That of the name of Ramji, right? Through Hanumanji, we are going to reach Ramji, right? So what does Ramji signify? Ramji is that bliss, that which is inherently ours. So through Hanumanji, we reach that reveling in our own Ananda will come through the sadhana of Satsangat with Hanumanji. So here we had seen that, and then further we said, the fourth and fifth chopai. What are the fourth and fifth chopai? These fourth and fifth chopai, they are this special element which comes. What is the special element? That which makes us think of the form of the Lord. Form of the Lord, as in, what does that mean? So when we are wanting to have a glimpse of the Lord's form, what is required for that? We need to have a picture in mind, right? A specific picture has to come in mind. Only then we will be able to think of the Lord, right? And what does Hanuman Chalisa then do? Hanuman Chalisa, or rather these dhyana shlokas, which is this fourth and fifth doha, right? They are the dhyana shlokas, right? They are painting that word picture, as Gurudev used to say. Wherever these verses, these kind of verses come, where the form of a particular deity is picturized, then that makes us visualize that form of the Lord. So that Gurudev used to call as a word picture. So here, what is that word picture for us? Is this fourth and fifth shloka. Kanchana varana biraj subesa kanana kundala kunchita kesa hatha vajra dvaja biraje Kandhe Munj Janeu Saje. So these two are the verses which should immediately take us to that form of Hanumanji. So how is Hanumanji? And why do we need this kind of a visualization? So when we are thinking, right, of Bhagwan's Swarupa, what is required? A support is required for us. Are we going to just like that? If we have to think of Hanuman, okay, he belongs to the monkey species, then will we be able to? We'll just whatever monkey form we have seen, we will think of Hanumanji as that. But is he that? No. And therefore, in the Shastra itself, through name, a form is also, through word, a picture is formed. And that form also, that support of that form is also going to do what? It is going to help us visualize that form of the Lord, that Swarupa of the Lord in our mind's eye. Whenever we think of Hanumanji, then we have to think of what? We have to think that, oh, he is Kanchana Varana. Kanchana Varana, one who has this golden body, right? He is one who has a bright golden form, and which is how it is. Kanchana Varana, Kanchana is gold, right? Varana is his form, right? So his personality is such that it is very brilliant, and that brilliance also comes from how his body shines, right? So how do we think of Krishna? We say he is that, he is that Shama Varna. We say that he is very dark like the clouds. So we immediately in our mind's eye, that is there. Not just that, sometimes we think that, but I am not someone who is, very creative in terms of drawing a picture. So therefore only there are many who have actually painted that form of. We see mostly wherever we go, especially near the temples, etc. How is it? Because in temples it is in stone form, right? So we see these calendars or we see these posters which are being put up. So beautifully they are drawn. Sometimes now even these 3D kind of pictures also come out, right? So these give us that visual representation of the Lord, right? And we should be thankful to such people also who have they drawn by themselves? No. They have taken the support of whatever has been described in the Shastra. Okay. So it can't be that a Shiva is there and the Shiva has a Sudarshan Chakra. Right? Shiva will always have a Trishula. Otherwise he will have the Pinaka. Right? He will have the bow and arrow, which was his. Right? Or if we think of Vishnu Bhagwan, what immediately comes? Shankha Chakra Gada Hasta. Right? So here for Hanumanji, what do we think? So for Hanumanji, we have to think of Kanchana Varana Biraja Subesa. His demeanor is very pleasant as such, right? And Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa. In his ears, his ears are adorned with big earrings. And then his hair is how? Curly locks. And how is he seated? He's sitting in that Veerasana normally, right? Like how in the background I have the picture, right? That is our Siddhabariya Hanumanji, who is proudly seated over there as the Vayuputra. Gurudev is, when they were building that Siddhabari ashram, it is a mountainous regions, right below the Dauladhar mountains, and it was a very windy kind of a place. So no matter what they were trying to do, it was obstructed with those huge big winds, huge gusts of winds. And then Gurudev just one moment thought of it and he said that here we have to have Pavanaputra Hanuman has to be established. Then what will happen? Then he will take care of the winds. If he is seated here, why will the winds, bother us? And exactly that happened, right? And therefore we have that, Hanumanji seated over there in his Veerasan, ever alert, right? So, and then what is he holding in his hand? Hatha Vajra or Dhwaja Abhiraje. So in his hand is, normally there is a gada, right? But here he is holding the thunderbolt, which was given to him by whom? By Indra. The story will come later on, right? So Indra had given him that thunderbolt, Vajra, and he is holding that Vajra in his hand, which itself speaks of a lot of power. Then in the other hand, what is there? There is the Dhwaja is there, that flag that bears the name of Rama. So Hatha Vajra Dhwaja Biraje, Kande Munj Janeu Saje. And and what else is he wearing? He has this, the Yajñopavita. The Upavita, the Janeu which he is wearing. How is it? It is made of this. Is it made of gold or pearls? No. It is just munja grass. It is how that munja grass, normally if you are sitting for a yajna, right? A havan, what will the pujari will give you this, made of grass. There will be this ring which is made, so that you will wear. So his yajna, the upavita, or that sacred thread which he is wearing across his shoulder, it is made of what? That munja grass. So here he says that he is sitting very alertly, and he has this is how you can visualize. And this visualization, what does it become? It becomes a support or an alambana for one. So you need not really have that murti in front of you. When you are thinking, even when you are chanting, the moment this 4th and 5th verse comes, what should happen? In our mind's eye, immediately we should be able to visualize the form of Bhagwan, and that itself should make us, meditate over that form. So when that form comes, immediately what should you do? Just quietly think of him. That is itself that meditation which will come about. So if we see, what does Bhagwan's personality, Hanumanji's personality exude? It exudes a lot of confidence, alertness. So how is it for us? The thought will connect with the bhavana, the emotion. Yes or no? Right? Whatever the thoughts we bring, that emotion or whatever we are trying to invoke through our thought, that becomes our feeling, that bhavana. So bhavana, when we say, it becomes our support system itself, right? Either, so that bhavana or that feeling that we have to invoke for our own confidence and wellness, how do we get it? By chanting the name of the Lord. And is chanting only sufficient? No. So when we chant, are we able to visualize that form? Are we able to then go deep into what is signified by that form? That is going to make the difference for us through our upasana, right? So if we see this entire creation, if we look at it, it is born out of this name and form only, nama and rupa, right? And whatever we think of, what happens? Immediately the form comes up, because the thought is tied with the word. Word is nothing but the nama, right? And that will connect us to the Swarupa, right? So too it is with thinking of that auspicious what? Auspicious form, or that Saguna Rupa of the Lord. So here, who is the Lord of our Hanuman Chalisa? That is Hanumanji, right? So here is the word picture of Hanumanji. Now when we think of this Yajnopavita, what is the significance of it? What is the significance of this Upanayanam? That ceremony that happens. This ceremony or this Yajnopavita, as one Mahatma says, is what connects a child or an individual to the spirit of yajna, to the spirit of sacrifice, which inherently is what is required to function in this world, right? So as we say, even in our in the pledge, in the Chinmaya pledge, what is Gurudev saying? Giving more than what we take. That is that yajna spirit, right? So when the child is initiated through into learning through the Yajnopavita or the Upanayanam ceremony, what is going to happen? That child is going to go closer to this spirit or this bhava of yajna. And this will initiate the learning into going into that mode of sacrifice, right? So too, if we see when you are wearing that thread for the first time, or when you are also, when the ceremony happens where we change that Janeyu, what is told? Yajnopavitam paramam pavitram. That one part of the shloka will come, that Yajnopavitam paramam pavitram. That which is most purifying is this Yajnopavita. Not just that, then it is what has been given by Brahmaji. Who is Brahmaji? The creator. He is the one who is saying that in each and every being, in each and every species of each, being of every, each and every being of every species, what has Brahmaji inherently put in, infused? This spirit of giving has been put in, right? And to trigger that thought into the child, when the child is initiated into formal learning through the Yajnopavita ceremony, this is being told. Yajnopavitam paramam pavitram. And further also what is told, that this chanting, or this Sandhya Vandanam which is done daily, that sadhana is going to connect this individual to that yajna spirit. And not just that, it will provide that balam also for that individual. That becomes the balamastu tejah. In that, again in the shloka it comes, balamastu tejah. When you do this daily, nityam, this practice of Sandhya Vandanam, once the child is initiated, once you practice it, what is going to happen? Daily you are going to connect to your essence. And not just that, this connection is going to empower you into whatever challenges you are, right? So this is that importance of that Janeyu. Janeyu, which is worn right now by whom? By Hanumanji. So what happens when we move from one word to the other? We are trying to, so when we think, oh, he is holding that Vajra. So what happens? That Vajra will remind us of the story of Indra and Thunderbolt. So what has happened? Our dhyana has gone somewhere, right? Then next word, when we come back to, what does it say? The others, he is holding the flag. So we think, what is this flag? Nothing but, on his hand he has the imprint of Rama's name, right? So what does that mean? It means that forever he is dedicated to Ramji. Only is he going to sit in one place and think of Ramji? Is he going to do something? Of course, he is ever alert and ever doing something or the other for what? For that Ramji only, right? So here, one of the things that Patanjali Yogaguru, what does he say? Is that the mind always is flitting between two modes, essentially, for us. One is which mode? One is this mode of of going into a distracted mode. Distracted mode from one thought to the other. Like right now we were doing. We said, first, we thought of Kande, Munjajan. Before that, what do we say? We said that, he is Kanchana Bharana Viraja Subesa. So we were there, but then we jumped to what? We jumped to Hatha Vajra. Then we were thinking of that. Then we went to Yajna Pavita. So where were we? What were we talking? So what has happened? Our mind is normally, what is it doing? It is jumping from one to the other. So is there any ekagrata? No. There is anekagraha chitta. There is this distractedness of the mind. So the mind will keep moving from one to the other and is unsteady, right? That is one mode. The next mode is what? Next mode is of a sleepy mind. Sleepy mind, that which is shunyagraha chitta. Shunyagraha chitta means what? Doesn't want to think anything. I would rather just go into this, sleepy mode, laziness, right? So what should be our goal? Should we go into anekagraha chitta or should we go into shunyagraha chitta? Neither of the two. We have to go into ekagraha chitta, right? We have to go into that single pointed focus only, right? And for that, what is essential is that the mind needs to gather strength. A weak mind will get distracted. A weak mind will at the next moment say that, oh, why do I have to do anything? Why don't I just sleep? That is only going to give me sukham. Why should I spend time doing anything? So to make that mind strong, one has to put in exercise, one has to put in practice, one has to put in discipline, right? Just as if, I want to build muscle strength for my body, I will have to, it is not sufficient that I enroll in a gym. I have to also regularly go and exercise. Only then will I be able to build some muscle strength for myself. Right? Same way for the mind also, to become ekagraha, what will we have to do? We'll have to discipline. The ways to do that is through this, thinking of the Lord, through the hymns of the Lord, through the glories of the Lord, right? And that is what we are doing through this dhyana shloka also, right? What are we doing? Through the dhyana shloka, not just that, we start, listening to his stories, but first I should also know who is Hanumanji, and therefore his personality picture is painted through the words, right? So what is the purpose then of, chanting these dhyana shlokas? One is to paint the word picture, and give us that glimpse of Hanumanji's form, so that our mind is, which is distracted, going here and there, it is focused on that one form alone. So what am I thinking of now? I'm thinking of that Hanumanji, who has a very beautiful, very handsome golden personality, which is exuding brilliance. And how is he? He has these curly hair, he has these, big earrings, and then he's sitting in the Virasana, he has Vajra in one hand, he has Ramji's name ever on his, and how is he? He's ever alert. He's that Duta, he's that Ramaduta who is ever alert, right? So one purpose of that dhyana shloka is to paint that word picture. Second purpose is what? That ekagra chitta, to bring that focus unto my mind, so that not just I am able to recall the words, right, but also think deep into what is signified by those words. So that is, so that the rupa of the Lord, the rupa or the form of that Lord should be able to take me more and more closer to that divinity, more and more to that auspiciousness, more and more closer to that positivity. So that is what I am invoking, right? So now that we are talking of it, right? Each form of the Lord, it has different importance, right? So if that's what we said, like how is Shivji? Shivji is that the one who has a very calm demeanor. Even though he's sitting in meditation houses, his eyes are half open, and he has this Chandrakala on his head. He has the jatas, he has the sarpa, his neck is blue, Neelakantha, right? So the words help us, words are indicative of the form, and that form should be indicative of the virtues of that Lord, right? To invoke that is auspiciousness in us, right? So now speaking of these devatas, what happens normally is these devatas, they had this habit of getting into trouble, just as we do, right? Something or the other happens and we say, oh God, rescue me, right? I'm in trouble, I need help, right? So the devatas also, what would they do? If there is some problem cropping up, they will immediately rush to Bhagwan. So if they think that Shivji can solve my problem, then go to Shivji. If they think that Brahmaji can solve the problem, go to Brahmaji. If but they know that Vishnu Bhagwan, very benevolent, he will not, he is not very like a disciplinarian like Brahmaji. He is not getting krodha, and destroying like Shivji. So why not go to Vishnu Bhagwan? So here was, Ravana, he was creating havoc in this, not just, on Bhumi, but he was also saying, Patala to I am conquering already. So all over Bhumi also he is conquering, and now he is, he is also trying to invade the Akasha, the Swargaloka. So now the gods have caught up and they have come crying to Vishnu Bhagwan, and they said, please, they started, first they have a strategy in place always. If there is some trouble and they are going to approach Bhagwan, what will they do first? They will sing the glories, the stutis of that Lord, and they will say, first I will please the Lord, first we will please the Lord by singing all glories of that Lord. So same only strategy we also use, right? If butter up, children will do to their teachers, or they will give some gift, they will bring some gift like that, or to please the boss also, what will someone do? They will do something good, and then when the boss is pleased, then go ahead and tell what the problem is, right? So here also, when Vishnu Bhagwan was pleased and he said, okay, what is it that you want? And they told, see what is happening on Bhumi, Ravana is causing such havoc. And he says, okay, fine, no problem, I will take avatar and go down. I will become Nara. I will take the form of a human being, and I will sort out these issues. So you all need not worry. So now all the gods, they were very pleased. All the deities, they were saying, very good, problem solved. So nothing to do from our side. And they were going happily when Brahmaji stopped them, and he said, oh, you think, you all have done some great feat. You are sending Nara, and you think your problem is sorted and you can aram se sit here. No. If Bhagwan is going down and he is going to put in all efforts as a human being, to sort out all this, then you have to go down as Vanara, so that you are one notch below and you are able to serve that Bhagwan also. So all of them, they took the form of those Vanaras. So, and then Brahmaji, will he keep himself out of it? No, Brahmaji also took the form of, he manifested as Jambavanta, it is said. And further, Shivji, when he heard of it, he said, oh, but I would like to see the glory of Bhagwan. If you think that Shivji and Vishnu Bhagwan are poles apart, no, both of them are great fans of each other. So when Vishnu Bhagwan is going to come down as Ramji. Then Shivji said, Are, I also want to see this beautiful glorification of the Lord as that Nara, that Rama. So I will also take form. So I will be also Vanara, so that I get the opportunity to serve Bhagwan also. Right? So he comes down as Hanumanji. So next verse what is told? Next verse is told, Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandan Teja Pratap Maha Jagabandhan. Right? So what has he said over there? He, this Hanumanji, he is who? Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandana Teja Pratap Mahajagabandhan. So now you will say, oh, is he the son of Shiva? Is he the son of Kesari? Or is he Vayuputra? Little confusing. Okay, mother over there is Anjani. Anjani Putra, that is clear. But why these three? So therefore here it is very clear that, it is Shankara's, Lord Shiva's brilliance, which came in the form of Hanumanji. But who brought it to Anjani's womb? Anjani and Kesari, they were the earthly parents who were to bring this Hanumanji into this world. Right? So Shivji blessed them and he said that I will come through you. As your son, I will come to you. Now to bring that brilliance of Shivji into the womb of Anjani Mata, it was Vayu who did that deed. Okay? So therefore, all three fathers, you might say, all three names of these, the parents are attributed to Hanumanji. So his earthly parent was Kesari, the chieftain of the armed forces of the Vanaras. He is Kesari. So he is called Kesari Nandana. And then whose brilliance actually manifested as the avatar, which is Hanumanji, that is Shivji. Right? Came into Anjani Devi through Vayuji, right? So it was Vayu or Pavana, which transported that bija into Anjani. So Hanuman is also called what? Pavanaputra, Pavanasuta. So all three names, they are attributed to Hanumanji. So if we see further in that, so it is Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandana Teja Pratapa Mahajagabandhan. So if you say Teja Pratapa Mahajagabandhan, what does it mean? His name and glory is so popular. He has as though pervaded the entire world with it. What normally happens with different texts, beautiful texts we have, right? All different beautiful texts which are present in different countries, in different regions of the world, in different languages. But it is it is when these cross over the boundaries that there is the limitation which is caused by the cultural differences or the language differences, etc. But when it comes to this Hanuman Chalisa, if we see, that Hanumanji is so endearing that his glories have crossed the borders. There is no border, there is no limitation of any borders or language which is applicable, right? So therefore he is Teja Pratapa Mahajagabandhan, and this we see evidently everywhere in the world, right? Even in this class, if we see, there are different people from different nationalities also. So we also have Lucy over here, who's she's sitting all the way from Norway, right? We have Vandana ji from Chicago, yeah, Durga ji also there. So different people, yet different languages also, right? Like here we see. There are some people who speak Malayalam, there are some people who speak Gujarati, some people who speak Telugu, and yet Does the Hanuman Chalisa get limited in any way? No, all of us are, wanting to understand this and are singing it also. Right? So, Teja Pratapa Mahajagabandhan, Vidyavana Guniyati Chatur. Next verse is Vidyavana Guniyati Chatur, Rama Kaj Karibe Go Atur. The 7th verse, he says, the two prominent qualities of Hanumanji are, which go closely together. What is that? Vidyavana and Guni. So both of them are paired together. So he is how Hanumanji is one who is not only very, very well versed in knowledge, which we saw earlier also, right? He is very well versed in all Shastra. And this knowledge, in some people, that knowledge brings a kind of pride, a kind of ego of being academic, of being scholarly, right? And it distances that individual from others, because there is that whole loftiness of, oh, that person, very well read. And, if we ask something also, the conversation should be such that it should be at that level of that person, right? So what happens? A distance is there. But yet there are those whose knowledge brings in this beautiful virtue of humility in them. And that is signified by Hanumanji. So here, what is Vidyavana? He is Guni. Not just he is Vidyavana, he is also Guni. So Guni means he is, he is that Jnana Guna Sagar that we saw earlier also, right? He is full of such humility that, he leaves a pleasantness wherever he goes. He is that who is, ever available, ever approachable by everyone. So one Mahatma, he says that, he would say that what is being Guni? What is being one who has virtues? The one who is Guni comes with this sweetness. That being Guni or being cultured or being full of virtues, it brings along with of character, which enables that person entry to wherever that person goes, such that it leaves a kind of whoever comes in touch with that person, right? So such is even that glory of Hanumanji, who is not just Vidyavan but he is also Guni. Not that his scholarliness is coming with a burden of an ego. So no ahankar is there. Instead there is this vinaya, there is this humility which is there, which makes him blend with everyone wherever he goes, right? And the other part of that is he has also this, he is ati chatur. It is not ati chatur, it is ati chatur. Chatur is one who he is very quick thinking, thinking on the go. When something is happening, he's not going to sit down and think, oh God, how is this problem going to be solved? No, he will think on his toes and he will also put that plan into action and sort out the issues, right? So it is not, that chatur, that other word, chatur, normally means someone who's very shrewd or cunning. But here, Hanumanji is one who is ati very, he's a quick thinker and one who puts that plan into action, right? He thinks on his feet, is ever alert, and and he has his tact in place. Now what to do when? Like Hanumanji is told, it is told like he became, he took the form of being a Brahmin. How many times did he take the form of being a Brahmin in the Ramayana? Can we think? One time? You are saying one time, Sujitji, right? 2 times Vandana is saying. Okay, fine. Anyone else wants to try? So actually he took the form 3 times of being a Brahmin. He had the siddhi of taking whichever form. So he became a Brahmin 3 times. First time was when he went to approach Ram and Lakshmana. And then we told, last time we saw that how he went to the Rishyamukha, then he took them both to Rishyamukha Parvat. So when he was talking, then also he came humbly as a Brahmin. So when what was the need to come as a Brahmin? To appear very humble. If you had to come as a Kshatriya, what would it be? It would be like, you have to be aware of this person, right? A Brahmin, who is like a bhikshu. So very harmless kind of a person, who will actually ask for some alms, etc. Or give some, jnana, some advice, right? All that, only that, not to do some kind of harm. So when he met Ramji and Lakshmana for the first time, he spoke to them very humbly, he introduced himself, and there he questioned them and he asked that, you appear to be very, you don't appear to be someone from this forest, even though you're dressed like that, like Vanavasis, but yet, your whole demeanor, your whole personality is signifying something else. So who are you? Are you princess? I guess you come from a royal family. But, there is much more to that being, much more to being just princess. Are you Nara and Narayana? Can I guess that you are Nara and Narayana? He asked like that. And further he says, or are you that all-pervading Bhagavan who has come to relieve all of us from the sorrows of this samsara? So he speaks like this, and when he speaks like this, Rama is very impressed by him. He says, this is not some ordinary Brahmin, this is someone who is very well read. So that his quality of Vidyavana Guni Ati Chatur, the use of tact was very, very clear here. And second time he appeared as a Brahmin, it was when he had gone to Lanka. And he was going over this, he was looking for Sita Devi, and then and then further, after that he was looking, where is this Ravana, let me do a Reiki, let me see who's where. And then he goes about this house, and he sees there is a lamp lit over there, there is a tulsi plant over there, and someone is singing the glories of Rama. And then he realizes, oh, this is some nice person, this cannot be a mere Rakshas, there is some goodness in this individual. And then he sees that he is very low in his confidence. So he has that Kumati, and he has one great self-doubt. What is that great self-doubt? He's saying, fine, you have told me, you have given me hope, and you have told me, oh Hanumanji, oh Batu, you have told me that the Lord is there, but will he really accept me? I am a Rakshasa, I am brother of this Ravana, will he even accept me? So then, and he has this, this mode of depression within him. And so Hanumanji tells him that, what are you thinking? Why are you thinking like this? Do you know, we are Vanaras. And Vanaras are like the, bad omen for general people. If you see a Vanara in the morning, they say that you will not get food in the day. So this is the outlook, this is the kind of general, outlook when they see a Vanara. And yet, Ramji has so benevolently just embraced us. So what then to speak of someone like you who has more of a human form? So there is no need to at all grieve in any way, no need to have this kind of thought at all in your mind. So that was the second time. third time when he met Bharatji, it was in the form of a Brahmin. So when did he go to meet Bharatji? When Ramji had given him the task that go to Ayodhya. Right outside of Ayodhya, who is sitting? Bharat, my brother Bharat, he is sitting over there, waiting over there, because he knows that, after 14 years I was to come back. But just in case there is some delay, I don't want anything wrong to happen to him. He has been waiting and I know him, he is my brother. And I don't want anything to go wrong there. So he had sent Hanuman over there. So Hanuman, again tactfully took the form of a Brahmin and he appeared in front of, Bharatji. And over there also, what was his work? What was his main task? To give that message of Ramji saying that yes, he is going to come, he is well, all is well, and he is on his way with the Vanaras, with Sita Maya, with Lakshmana, and he will reach there, definitely. And Bharat should never give up hope in that, right? So the Bharat who had lost completely hope was very emaciated, was doing a lot of tapas also. So he got his life back as though when this conversation happened with Hanumanji, right? So that's what, how is Hanuman? Vidyavana guniyati chatur Rama kaj karibe ko atur. He is ever alert and ever ready to do any task which is given to him by Ramji. As we saw again, in all these three, where first he went to meet Ramji, then he went in search of Sita Maya, then there also by connecting Ramji with Sugriva, right, and by connecting Ramji with Vibhishana, he served two purposes at one go. One is to do the udhara, do the upliftment of both these individuals, Sugriva as well as Vibhishana, and at the same time also bring in that association so that formally also to Ramji things will be sorted out, right? And then the third one also, how he went. Ramji had to just tell him, you have to do this. He never questioned how, when, what, nothing. Just, okay, yes sir, I will do it. And immediately he would fall into action. So how is he? He is Vikram. And he'll think and he will act. But he is also what? Chatur. Thinking, he will not sit for hours and say that, oh, now is my time for meditation, so now I can't do anything. Tomorrow we'll think of it. No. Thinking on the go and putting his plan into action. That's how he was. Right? He is. Right? So, to such a Hanumanji, what should we do? We should just bow down to him. We should take him as our refuge, make him our ashraya, and what should we say? Jo shatabar path kar koi, chutahi bandi mahasukha hoi. So just think of that Hanumanji who will get rid of all the kumatis that come into our mind and cloud it from thinking clearly. Right? So one who has these qualities, only from him we can get them. Right? So what should we do? The moment a negative thought comes, immediately try to think of Hanumanji. Kumati nivara sumati ke sangi. If I want positivity to come to me, then what should I do? I should be in satsang of Hanumanji. Okay? So we will take the next verse in the next session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. లోకా సమస్తా సుఖినో భవంతు. లోకా సమస్తా సుఖినో భవంతు. లోకా సమస్తా సుఖినో భవంతు. హరి ఓం.